Morning guys, quick oil change this morning. I think it's about 3,000 miles since I did the last one, so it's a bit on the safe side, but checking the oil in the window, it looks a little bit dirty. First couple of jobs are just getting the belly pan off and warm the engine up so that the oil runs out easily. I've got this bottle to drain the oil into, cut a nice hole in it. About 2 litres of oil in this engine, so this is 5 litre bottle, so it should be fine. Next job is just to take the filler cap out so there's not a vacuum so the oil can drain out, and then untighten the drain bolt. Make sure this is underneath because it will come out quick. Oh, and rubber gloves. So the oil's just draining out now. I'm going to do the filter as well. May as well while you're doing the oil, because you need to drain the oil anyway to change the filter. And it's only like £8. Filter's pretty easy to get off if it's got a nut on the end, like mine. If not, you might need one of these filter tools that looks like a bike chain. It's generally quite an easy job. Get ready to catch some more oil as well when you take the filter out. So give it a good while to drain out. It's inevitable that you're going to get a bit of oil on your pipes as well when you remove the filter, so make sure that you clean that off before you move on to the next step. Remember when you're putting the new oil filter on to use a bit of oil around the rim to create a good seal on the gasket there. If you've got a torque wrench, then definitely torque it to spec. I'd recommend getting hold of a torque wrench, they're not that expensive and it's not something you want to over tighten. Same goes for the drain bolt as well. When you replace this, torque it if you can. I actually bought a new one, it's got a little magnet in the end. The idea is that if you've got any small metal particles floating around in your oil, they stick to this, and then when you take it out next time you can clean it off, and that might help with the longevity of your engine. But you've really got to remember to do that, to clean it off every time, because if it builds up it might get dislodged and then you've got a big lump of metal floating around in your oil, so stay on top of it. So once the new filter's on and the new bolt is in, then it's just a case of filling the engine up with new oil. There should be a spec on the side of the engine for how much oil you need, or you can look in your manual. Obviously make sure you've got the right type of oil as well. Again, check your manual. Of course, use the min and max lines on the little filler window to make sure you've got it exactly right. Alright, I just had to take the bike off its paddock stand to get it on a level surface so that you can check the oil level properly. Just lifting it off its side stand just to make sure that it's between those two lines. But that's pretty much it. Filled up. Belly pan needs to go back on. And start the bike and make sure that there's no leaks. Make sure there's no leaks. If you've got a leak, maybe you haven't torqued it up properly, so double check that. Make sure you dispose of your oil properly. I've got to take mine to the recycling centre, so check your council website. And last thing as well is that I've got this app called MOTOBOB. A guy commented it, the developer I think of the app, commented on one of my videos about 10 motorcycling apps. And the cool thing is you can log every service, so you can say you've done an oil change and say that you want to do it every 3,000 miles, that kind of thing. It'll give you a notification next time an oil change is due. You just got to keep updating your mileage every now and again, so you can log any type of service in there. So I think that's pretty cool. It's a great idea, especially if you have more than one bike. I think it helps to stay on top of it. Anyway, that's it for today. Any questions, as always, leave them in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos like this, click subscribe.